We farm here with our son, and they're out there today. They've gathered up one or two neighbours. We work in with the neighbours, and they're tailing or docking the lambs. So every lamb's born with a tail, and about 3 weeks of age, we cut that tail off.
Why do you do that?
It's really just for cleanliness and hygiene. The tail there, you know, as they grow, they get dirty and shitty. Get flies on it. Just makes them easy, you know, crutching and shearing. So it's a machine. We've got a big sort of pair of scissors like this, scissor principle, but it's heated with gas. It's red hot, and so somebody grabs the lamb, holds the lamb. The person just tail. At this age, it's still only gristle, it's not bone, and it's just chomp. They don't like it, but 10 minutes later they've forgotten about it, and it's cauterized, it's seared, and it's gone. So, and now, I don't know how many they'll tail. They've had a late start because we had quite a big rain here yesterday, but they'll probably do close to 1,000 today, 1,000 lambs.
Wow.
So they're taking the pen to the sheep today. They've got a mobile pen, so they just do them in paddock lots. They're still young. They just gather them up into the pen, draft them off, draft the mums. They run straight through, take the lambs off, grab the lambs. So yeah, and I'll be up there short to get in the hands. So yeah, very much a working farm, Morley, 800 acres. We had some rain last night. Farmers love rain, and then we got sun today. What could be better? You know, I don't think tourists and farmers are never going to agree on this rain, are we? We need the rain. Tourists will want to see the sights, the scenery, but anyway, it's good to have you here. Farming is a big part of New Zealand. Farming is still our biggest export earner. So, you know, you've obviously come to New Zealand to see what New Zealand's all about. Well, farming is a big part of it, as I said. And Morley is a typical New Zealand farm. Angie and I, we own the farm, we live on the farm. We've got a son that lives on the farm also. And then he's got two little fellas, two little sons. And the oldest, later on, he'll be out there giving them a hand tailing. So there's 3 generations. And, if you go down the yard, you'll see John Deere tractors. Well, New Zealand, we don't make any tractors in New Zealand. You know, we don't make any cameras, iPhones, buses. You know, there's very little industry in New Zealand. But we are very good at growing lamb or beef or milking cows, you know, to produce milk, which turns into butter, cheese, milk powder. That's exported, and that'll pay for our new John Deere tractors, new cameras, iPhones. Yeah, whatever we need. It does, yes, yeah. So that's, you know, we like free trade. We're promoting free trade. We need that free trade because how are we going to pay for that new tractor if we don't get that free trade? So what Morley is about, really, if we get down to the basics, is growing green grass. Exactly what you're standing on. This is lawn here, but it's green grass, and then we use that green grass to feed our animals. And on this farm it's sheep and cattle. From that we produce wool, lamb and beef. And then, you know, 90% will go to export, end up overseas. If we counted all the lambs, we counted all the adults plus the lambs, there'll be about 4,000 sheep on the farm now, and there's about 200 beef cattle. Now, beef cattle numbers are down.
What type of beef cattle?
Big pardon?
What type
What's
of
the breed?
beef cattle?
Mainly Angus Hereford. Yeah, they're the traditional British breeds. They're good hardy breeds. Remember, our stock live outside all the year round, summer, winter. So, you know, and only eating grass. That's all they ever have to eat. What trees?
Right
What
there.
trees? Oh yeah, there's an Angus there. Yeah. She's a pet as well. She's a pet. Its mother died when it was born at calf birth, and so it would have died, and we brought it home in a feeder. So, but we're pretty lucky in New Zealand, you know, with our temperate climate, reasonably regular rain. Sometimes it makes us wait. We've had 2 dry seasons. 2 previous seasons been dry. We had an El Nino weather pattern. El Nino is dry for us. This season's definitely different. It's sort of more of an old-fashioned or a traditional season, and we're getting that rain. You know, as I said, farmers like rain, especially this time of the year. So, you know, we've got a good climate. No predators in New Zealand. So all our lambs, calves born outside, we know they're going to be safe. No big birds, cats or anything. So no snakes, creepy, crawly, pincers, nothing like that.
And the farmers like that too.
Yes, yeah, well, that makes it easy. And the other good thing is we've kept out all the worst bugs and diseases out of New Zealand. And you might have seen that at the airport. That was looking after me.
Good.
You know, we haven't got them in New Zealand, so you know, let's keep them out. You know, and I always say to you people, well, you're welcome to come to New Zealand. Just wash your footwear, leave your food and fruit behind, because you bring that into New Zealand, that brings the loogies in, and then we've got another problem. And it's not only me; it's the fruit growers, the vegetable growers.
Do you do any silage or hay production?
Yes, we do. No, it's quite a big thing. You know, we have a 100-day winter, so we do grow some crops, some fodder beet, some kale, and then from now to Christmas, we're not going to be able to eat all our grass. We're going to have a surplus of grass. We haven't got enough animals to eat it, so we'll conserve that surplus, either hay or silage, and then we'll use that next winter.
Yeah, I know in California, we've had this drought, silage and hay are the driving issues over cost.
Yes, because in the drought, sort of nobody's got enough, and then the price goes up. And,
Importing it 400 or 500 miles away.
Yeah, well, I don't like to buy in feed. You know, I like to grow everything on the farm. Any bought-in feed costs me money. So, and just on that, remember there's no subsidies to the farmers in New Zealand. So a big difference between, you know, North American farmers, European farmers, Japanese farmers. And remember, I'm going flat out to produce produce for export to pay New Zealand's way in the world, but I don't get any tax concessions, interest rate concessions or anything like that. But we're quite happy about that.
You don't have the controls that come with them.
Yes, you're dead right. You're right onto it there. There's 2 good things that come with no subsidies or concessions. It makes you very market focused. You know, I have to grow something I can sell at a profit, and if you can't, you know, don't do it. And the other good thing is I'm not answerable to any bureaucrat or politician. You know, as soon as they start giving you money, they're going to put tabs on it. So, you know, it's just commercial decisions that I make on the farm. But that means, you know, we have got a lot of advantages, which I've outlined. We have to be low cost. We have to be efficient. And I have to get out of bed in the morning.
Do you have inspectors, though, that come to see about the welfare of the animals?
We have to be approved. It's probably more not really inspecting our animals, just making sure you know, we're doing things right. Our yard structure's up to standard, load out facilities,